channel. My name is Nanekia. Call me Mom 24 Boys. On my channel, I cover lifestyle, food, health, and anything in between. Okay, so today, a lot of questions. I think sometimes we in overseas, we also question ourselves was it a good idea for us to leave our country and migrate to another country? So this is a question a lot of people ask over and over again. Should I stay in my country and build life there, or travel to overseas and build a life there? But I don't think anybody will be able to give you a yes or no answer. Okay, I'm yet to believe that living in someone's country make you who you are, and I'm yet to believe that if you don't travel, okay, to see what happened on the other side of the world will also make you who you are. So that's why I say there's no yes or no answer. There's no right or wrong answer when it comes to questions like that. And today I am going to give my take or my 2 cents of these questions people keep on asking over and over again. As I said, sometimes I and my husband, we sit down and we think about the way we were doing back home, or who we were back home and traveling to overseas. Has there been any change? Was it a good idea, or it would have been okay for us to stay in Ghana, or was it good that we traveled to overseas, we bought our kids and everything? We ask ourselves these questions over and over again, and I believe there are some people here who are also asking themselves questions like that. To me, I believe whatever happens, in life, whatever happens, I believe it is meant to happen. We are meant to live in this country. It is something that has been planned by God way back, long time ago, even before we were born. That is what I believe. But some people don't believe that. Some people also believe that, sometimes changes, environment, situation, put people where they are supposed to be. And some people also say things like, what if you are in your country and you're doing really well, why do you have to sort of travel to other countries? Other people are also saying, even if you're good wherever you are, you are part of the top class, or you're doing okay back home, you still have to travel somewhere to go and see what's also happening to the other side. And some people also say that, living in a white man's world or a developed country make you who you are. It opens your eyes, it opens the whole world to you. You have the key into your hands. All of that, to me, it looks like I can relate a little bit when it comes to questions like that. And I'm going to use mine as an example. We were doing okay back home, but then a friend introduced us to the skilled migration, and I say that all the time, so that is why we are here. And for me, for example, I believe, where I am at the moment, if it were to be back home in Ghana, probably I would have done really good in the business side, because I set up a very good business and it was booming, it was really, really good. But then I decided to, travel to overseas. And moving to this place it sort of gave me some insight, okay, just, push me into, building my career, push me into educating myself to become who I am today. So if you know what I'm talking about, like, sometimes there's no right or wrong answer, there's no yes or no answer. People will not be able to give you a specific answer whether to travel overseas or live in your country. If you live in your country, to me, I would have loved to go back and live where I come from. And why am I saying that? Mainly because of social life, where we come from, the social life is way up there. Like, everybody is very, very social, like sociable, social life. You don't need people's permission to go and visit them where they come from, or, you don't need people's permission to go and visit them. You don't need people's permission for your kid to go and play in their houses. You don't need permissions like that. But then when you travel to overseas, so I'll say developed countries, things are so restricted that every time, even the littlest things, you need some people's permission. Sometimes you have to give people 1 week, 2 week notice for you to even go and visit, or for your kid to go and play with their kid. To me, put these restrictions on your life, which back home it is, there's a cordial relationship, family oriented. People move from places to another to go and have fun and play with friends and things like that. Somebody is going to say, so what is social life if I don't move freely and go to people's life and visit them? They don't think it is that necessary. But let's look at this. We talk about health, but then social life also affects our health very, very well. I have to travel for me to know that, having friends, your family, brothers and sisters, your friends back home in high school, you know, you get connected, you know, talk to them, you know. Sometimes I travel for me to know that that is actually health on its own, if that makes sense, you know. Your social life, your friendship, the way you know, the way you relate with people also affect your life, your psychological being, your physical, your emotional. It affects all of that, you know. But then people take that for granted. So you come to overseas, you live in overseas, and all we have is your husband and your kids, especially as our kids are growing up. Most of the time they are not at home. We have a little one though, but you know, it's just me and my husband. That sometimes it's get very, you know, get very sad and very emotional. You become very lonely, and you know, you don't have people to talk to. Whereas back home in Ghana, people are everywhere. You talk to people everywhere. So sometimes you don't have to take this social life, you know, as something that is not important. On the other side, when you travel to overseas, you know, a lot of things we and you know that there's a lot and a lot of opportunities. Sorry, there's a lot and a lot of opportunities in this area whereby we are not going to get those opportunities back home. So that is why I say questions like that. You know, when people ask me questions like that, I'm not going to say, come to overseas, this is what is good for you. Stay in Ghana and, you know, just use the little money you have to build life there. So I will not be able to tell you this or that or that. I think it depends, I guess, in my opinion. It just depends. Wherever you live, they have their downs and ups and, you know, their negatives and positives. You know, but everybody wants to come to overseas. I mean, because I think probably because of the opportunities, and I really understand people coming from developing countries. You know, life itself is very, very tough. So when you get opportunity to come to develop countries, that is where, you know, things are opening up to you. You can build your life. If you are very serious, you can build your life. But back home, opportunities are so limited. They are so limited that it's getting really, really hard for you to become who you want to become. For you to dream, even, I mean, it is free for you to dream, but it becomes very, very hard for you, your dream to become reality, if that makes sense. So I'm not going to spend much time here. Questions like that, what I say is, if you have an opportunity to travel to overseas, if you have an opportunity to travel outside where you live, to me, I think it is the best decision, whether you are going to live in that place or you are going to just for a visit. To me, I think it is a good idea for you to visit places so you know what goes on, you know, in other places. I will also advise people, I mean, if you also live back home where you come from and you have, you know, means of, you know, sort of developing yourself, I think it is also a very good idea as well. But what I will leave to people and, you know, just exit this video is, if you have the opportunity to travel to visit, especially going to visit, just so you know what happens there are in some places as well, I think it is the best idea for you to go and, you know, at least just go to other places just for visit, holidays. If you know, have the opportunity, just for holidays, just so you can see what happened in other countries as well. I think that is the best decision for you. But having said that, my conclusion, if you have the opportunity to travel anywhere, to build your career, and if you think where you are going is going to help you build your career, why not? Just go for it. Just go for it. If the opportunities if the opportunities comes, go for it. Go and build your life. That is what I would say. So anytime if people ask me, is it a good idea for me to move or my family to come to overseas, or it's a good idea for me to stay back home, sometimes I can't answer this question because it is really, really hard for me to answer this question. You could have been better back home. You could have been better in overseas as well. So that is why sometimes, you know, questions like that, it's really hard for you to answer. So I know people reach out to me, oh madam, I'm doing okay here, but I still want to travel to overseas. Everybody, especially in Africa, want to travel to overseas. If you have the opportunity, yes, why not? Come and experience something different. If you don't have the opportunity, probably the dubious way, or, you know, the cut through corners of you trying to get to the other place, to me, it is very risky. You don't, I mean, you're risking your life and everything. It's not worth it, if that makes sense. But then, if you have the opportunity, you know, the right way for you to come to overseas, whether to live or for a holiday or for a visit, I think it is the best idea. Do not hesitate. Just come and experience something different from, you know, what you are always used to. yeah, back home. So I think this is my answer to questions like that. Do I have to travel to overseas, move all my family to overseas, or I have to stay in Ghana and make Ghana or wherever you are and make life for yourself? If you have the opportunity to travel, yes, why not travel to overseas? Come and see what happens. If you are in Ghana too, when you are building life, yes, it can be better for you as well, because there's a lot of rich people who made it back home where they are. So you are not exception. Why can't you do it? You can also do it as well. But yes, I am here. I don't see any reason why I have to discourage some people not to come here, because we say that a lot. Oh, it will be better for you to stay in Ghana and build life and things like that. Yes, it will be better for you to stay in Ghana and build that. But then if you have the opportunity to come to developed country too, I think it is not a bad idea. Just give it a try and see how you go. Okay, because at the end of the day, it is the effort you put in that will make you who you are. It is not the country you are moving into. I mean, if you are in Ghana and you have millions and millions of cities, and if you don't invest it really well, it will just go out of your hands. You can just lose it. Same way if you come to overseas too, and you have everything, every opportunity, and if you don't access those opportunities and try and build life, you are not going to get anywhere, if that makes sense. So I think it comes back to us, to us, the way you are going to use your time profitably, for you to build who you are. So the responsibility, it just lies solely on you. Okay, so everything comes to you. I think that is what I have to say about this, topic. All right, guys, I am going to exit here. If you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, just go ahead, click subscribe, and don't forget the bell icon, turn the notification. Anytime I post a video, YouTube will notify you that there's a new video here. My name is Nanepia. You can also call me Mom24 Voice, and I will see you again in my next video. Bye.